think it's time we get this trunk peeled off. Basically the last big panel that I haven't unpeeled yet, and I think it is time. Hopefully the adhesive isn't destroyed and just sticking to the paint underneath. But we're gonna go slow and heat everything up properly, and hopefully it comes off clean. Hopefully. All right. Heat gun, we're gonna need a heat gun. Let's see if this badge comes off. I did use quite a bit of glue when I put it on, so hopefully it'll heat up and kind of release the glue. That's my thought anyway. I'm actually going behind it right here, and you can actually get on the back side of it and kind of put some pressure outward to kind of give you an idea of when it's getting soft. It's my first time debadging a badge that I put on. Kind of tricky to get your finger back there. Just give it a little outward pushing and it'll pop right out. At least that's how mine's going at the moment. A little gentle persuasion with my plastic pry tool. Slowly but surely. Halfway there. A little wiggle, 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 a little rock and forth backwards motion. Being gentle, not to destroy. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. That's what's hiding behind it there. Look at that. Adhesion, baby. Beauty. Here it comes. Oh yeah, look at that. Beauty. A great success. A little bit of residue, a little bit of wrappage on the backside, but not surprising. Glad I was able to get this off without breaking it. Woof. Gets hot quick. Comes off pretty easy with a little bit of heat. One step already done. Now the question is this wrap going to come off nice and clean? I'm hoping it will, because I'm going to properly heat it. That's my initial plan anyway. So I'm just going to start heating the edges, working and peeling up the edges like you guys have seen already. I'll update you guys in a bit, and hopefully I don't come across any obstacles. Well, we're making good progress on this unwrapping job here on the trunk. I forgot what it looked like without wrap on it and how disgustingly horrible things are here. It's holding up pretty good, but I always question myself, if you wrap over bare metal, will it rust? And I have proof here that bare metal does rust underneath wrap. So yeah, all this mumbo jumbo here, way back in the day I did a video where I plug the holes with some liquid steel, sandable liquid steel. There's one of the holes there. It's a pretty cool video. I'll link it up above. Here's some of the putty on the back side. All the holes were ghetto fabbed, and you know, multiple, maybe 5 or 6 years later, it's still holding up pretty well. I may revisit this area because if you look very closely on the old wrap, when I first wrapped the car or the trunk, at certain angles you can see the difference between where this patch is on each side. So there was a little bit of a discrepancy in between. So maybe I want to smooth that out a bit, get it more flat, get it more blended, I would say. There's definitely going to be some body work going on, a little bit of flaking going on there. So pretty much the same deal with other parts of the car that I've fixed already. So let's get back to it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh snap, look at that, look at that. We are saved. No mess, nothing left behind. That's what I like to see. Easy money, honey. Ooh, that's a wrap. Ha ha ha. Well, didn't turn out half bad. Couple little areas, but not really surprised. Cool, one step closer to getting to the end of this journey. Still a long way to go though. I did all the work without you. Where were you?
Wait, how do we make holes in here?
Oh, the holes? That's for the badge that goes on there. See these holes?
Mm-hmm.
These holes go right into those holes. Can you line them up? Perfect. Just good as new. Hey. Don't scratch my brand new paint now. Just kidding. He's not new. It's very old. But we're gonna rewrap it a different color. What color should we wrap it? What color should my car be?
Blue like the sun.
Blue like the sun?
Uh-huh. I mean blue.
Blue like the ocean? Or what color do you want to wrap it?
You can make a blue or like an ocean or like a face. Or can make it like me like a face.
Like a face?
Yeah.
It'll be your face on my car, like a big old wrap, but it's just your big old smiling face. No other colors you want? No other colors you want?
No, it is blue.
Just blue? Okay, so we gotta wrap the car blue apparently, Jay, right?
Okay, uh-huh.
Alright, I'll get right on that. Thanks for your input. Almost forgot about this little inlay area that I did here and on the sides, right around the license plate. So let's go on ahead and pull that off while we're at it. Four banger, never forget it. Well, there's a little bit of carnage underneath this wrap. Started peeling up a little bit of the paint, which is pretty common by now on this car. I heated it up as much as I could, pulled it off, and it still peeled up the paint, the clear coat. Just my luck. We're gonna have to do some more sanding, kind of get everything smooth again. I mean, this is a real inconspicuous spot, so I'm not really too worried. But nothing I can't handle at this point. So we're gonna get that plate back on there, and unfortunately I gotta drive this car tomorrow. Yeah, I said, hey. What's going on? Alright, we're legal again. Well, semi-legal, if you know what I mean. Alright, I'm just going to hit this area with a little 150 grit, pretty much down to the primer. So I don't know what's going on there. As you can see, it's bubbling pretty good. Alright, didn't take long to get that nice and smooth. 150 made easy work of the situation. Found another little area. Gotta sand it, gotta hit it with that 150. Nice and smooth, like it never even happened. Got some more ugly areas here. We're gonna sand this down as well. Well, it's time to get this mirror off. I'm gonna pop off this cover, review the 2 or 3 mounting screws. That way I can get the mirror off and start unwrapping the mirror cap. I went above and beyond and removed the mirror. So now I'm gonna pay for it because I have to tear it back apart to get access to it. Got 3 Phillips screws, it looks like. Three are out. Take a step back, I gotta remove the door card. Well, I got a little ahead of myself there. I think there's one more mounting bolt that's hiding behind the door card. So we gotta pop it off. Little cap hiding the screw. Peekaboo. Another one's hiding right behind here. Get those 2 out, and I believe the rest just kind of pop out. Little tabs that pop out. It's been so long since I pulled this off. I'm trying to remember. So let's get those 2 screws out and see what happens. This guy wiggle diggles out. Just always got to be careful. With an older car, everything's gonna break so easily. So you just gotta be gentle and take your time with it. Yep. We gotta remove the wiring harness from all the switches here. I'm gonna push in with the screwdriver and drop it and break it. We've got the window controls and such off. Last time, I do remember I chipped off a piece of this little trim piece. So we'll be sure not to make it any worse, but no promises. So let's see if we have better luck this time around. I think we will, because 1 tab or 2 is probably already broken. Oh, crap. Boom. Okay. Currently just the broken one from the time before, so we're doing pretty good here. This is all to remove the door card. Hopefully I remember correctly, and I believe you just kind of start pulling it off. Maybe. Little clip in the door. That's got to come out. Now let's try again. Oh, that's right. Never mind. Don't follow my instructions. Don't quote me on that. All this for wrap? I mean, come on. Okay, that's one. It literally just sounds like you're breaking it, but that is okay. Pop one, and then you're able to get your fingernails or fingers under it. Work your way around, like so. And once you got the bottom popped off a bit, that should lift up. And choose a tight fit. Oop. Bon biatch. The baba. Just like that. See, no big deal. Easy money, honey. So this reveals the door card and the inside of the door. Just a little innocent clip popped off, but no big deal. It is reusable. Here's a closer look at those clips that you're popping off. So there was one right in the middle. So keep in mind when you pop it off, there'll be that one waiting for you. Now it's back home. All right, time to move on. Yeesh. Okay, back to our original task, removing the mirror. So there is one hidden bolt right in here. Another Phillips. I did this last time and I dropped the bolt because it just recessed a little bit. So hopefully I don't do it again. Come on, baby, don't do this. Don't do this. Quick action. Grab my flashlight with the magnet and save you. Ho, 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 ho. Close call. Close call. But I got it. All right, I believe that's all the screws. Don't forget your connector. Now we should be able to pull it off. Come on, you gotta come off now. A little crusty, a little crunchy, but we are off, we are free. Now we can reveal the wrap that was left over, the little areas that I couldn't get to with everything put together. Another thing I'm after is getting this rail off here and taking the rest of the wrap off underneath it. Again, I did a real thorough wrap job on this. Didn't cut any corners. So popping this mirror cap off is pretty tricky too, mainly just because it's so old and you gotta be careful that you don't snap it off. Now realizing that I didn't need to take this off. Yeah, so I needed to take apart the door anyway, so it's probably easier to get the mirror cap off with it on the car, but it's in my hand now, so I guess we'll have to figure it out. Alright, I had to pull up an old video right here. Because I have to wrap my mirror and I can't my vinyl wrapping journey videos, my playlist. So just a little refresher on how to get this mirror cap off. And then the other part just kind of came right off. That cap come off. Alright, I gotta get this little cap off. Now, take a look at it here. We'll pop this thing off, hopefully without breaking it. Finally got it off. A little prying, a little heat, and it finally came off. Not bad. Nothing else broken here. Just the current tabs that were broke already. So yeah, time to move on. Not too shabby. Peeled off pretty nicely, minus a little bit of stickiness going on up top where it was beaten down, right where the sun beats down on it most of the time. So nothing that I can't handle, that's for sure. Not sure if I'm going to go through with taking the mirror cap off again. I think I'm just going to wrap the mirror cap on the car on the mirror. I think that is what I'm going to do this time around. It's just not really worth it to go through all this pain. And like I said, it's probably easier to wrap it while on the car anyway. So that's my plan. Alright, let's take off some of this adhesive with this good old adhesive remover. You guys know I love this stuff. This time I'm going to spray it on a rag. Not too bad, so I think it'll work just fine. Look at that, just turns it into a gummy gum. Comes right off with effortless ability. Put it on there for a second, give it a little rub-a-dub. Nice and smooth. Got a little bit more to go. Yeah, this stuff makes easy work of it. And it smells good too. Like butter. Pull this guy off here. I really did wrap super deep into this. I forgot the attention to detail I did on this wrap job here. Look at that, I wrapped all the way up and over underneath that trim. Now it's just going to take that much longer to rip everything off, but it's okay. Just keep removing all the wrap. So I'm gonna put the mirror cap back on here. And worst case scenario, you know, if I have problems wrapping this while on the car, I could just, I guess, go through and pop it off and then wrap it in my hand like I did the last time. But I'm just gonna pop it on for now. Yeah, so these big tabs here, the 2 tabs on the top, line up with those guys. This one's gonna be a little easier because some of them are broken. So once you get the bottom tabs in and then you focus on the top area, should get a satisfying click. So we heard that already. It's actually kind of surprising if you notice underneath it. See how shiny it is? This is actually from me doing the Cerakote on it a while back. I'll link the video, but I'm gonna say at least 2 years ago. I'm gonna Cerakote this, I think, at some point, try and rejuvenate it a little bit. It's looking pretty dull. So yeah, that's down the road, but I am looking forward to doing that. Like I said, lots more work to do before we get to that point. Fortunately, it's been raining recently, so I'm gonna have to put the mirror back on and get my car in driving condition. I really wanted to pull the door handle off and kind of get that unwrapped as well. And I still might. You know how I operate. I still might. It's still early, but I definitely got to get this mirror on. One other thing I noticed this time around when taking off these pieces here, I noticed that they didn't even paint under here. They never removed any trim on the original paint job. You can see this is where the clear coat starts. See that edge right there? They literally just masked it off and just started spraying here. So they never did remove any trim. I'm not sure if that's normal or was this just a budget paint job. But as you can tell, I mean, it doesn't last very long. At least the direct sunlight areas have seen better days. Yeah, just something to note. I really wish I knew the history on this car, but I guess I'm making history now. Well, I guess we're gonna be a little ghetto fab for a while. I'm just gonna clip in these controls here. That way I'm still able to use my functions. Windows, locks, mirrors, etc. So we're just gonna have this hanging out for a bit until I get around to doing the door handles. I really would hate to have to pull them off twice. Pull them off once to unwrap them, stick them back in there by the time I'm ready to wrap them, take it back out. So I may just let it ride for a bit until I get closer to actually wrapping something. But this is the latest here. I'm just gonna let this guy chill here. I technically could screw this guy in there. He'll just be chilling. I think I'll do that. Little flapperoo, hiding my screw. Ha! I hope I don't regret this and break something. Got the clutch real light on this thing so I don't snap any plastic. So that'll just be chilling there. Hopefully everything still works. So I think I'm gonna have to do the same thing to the other side. Deja vu. Pretty much times 4, but like I say, step by step. The only way we're gonna get it done is to keep making progress. Even if it's the smallest amount of progress, progress is progress. All right, power mirrors, good to go. Do I dare say this is a little weight reduction going on here? It's gonna sound like a carbon fiber door. Still feels pretty solid. Joking. All right, we'll leave these trim pieces out of here for now. Put them in the safe place till their day comes. Jeez, good God, I was really wrestling that one. That one took me quite a bit of time, didn't it? But we got it off and nothing is broken. Well, that I know of. I don't think so. I don't believe it's broken. But yeah, I just took my time and finally figured it out and got it off. Cool. Yippee, yip-de-doo, Basil. Wow, it sure comes off a lot easier when you know what the heck you're doing. I'm acting like I know what I'm doing, but I really didn't know what I was doing at first, you know what I'm saying? But now I really know what I'm doing on this side, I swear. And we're working our way to that mirror, baby. That other mirror cap. We're coming for you. I really wish I knew what I was doing the first time around. I think this way is the way to go for the mirror caps. I got this one off pretty quickly. This one doesn't have any tabs broken. Nothing's broken on this one. You just got to remember that there is adhesive on the top, and it's literally designed to hook in on the bottom and then snap in on the top. Boom, push it in, latches into here and there. So what I was able to do was gently move the mirror. You can move it outward, that way you'll have access to this tab with your finger. So I heated up the outside, moved the tab down a little bit. I just kind of got it started, pushed it down a little bit while also applying outward pressure, and this thing just peeled right off. So definitely doing it that way. Oh, it's good. It sounded bad, but it's still good. Like I keep saying, you're not gonna learn unless you try. And here's a fine example of that. Getting better, improving my dismantling abilities, my removal abilities. I don't know. I'm just becoming more familiar with how the trim pieces are removed and replaced, which is important when you're working with an old car. You gotta know how the pieces come off, or you're gonna risk breaking them. And consider me lucky on this one. All right, thankfully it came off pretty clean. There's no adhesive left over. All the tabs are still there. Maybe got a little soft from the heat gun, but they seem to be hardened again. I'm going to gently place this back on, locking the tabs at the bottom, and push. I didn't get no satisfying click, brother. Where's my satisfying click, brother? What's your deal, bruh? Pretty sure it's because this clip here is a little closed, considering the other one maybe a little further open. It's gonna open up this little tab a little bit. Hopefully I won't break it. So yeah, it's pretty pliable, but I'm just gonna open this up a little bit. Fudge! Monkey nuts. I knew I was risking it doing that. I should have heated it a little bit. Like I was just saying, this car is old and you gotta be careful or you're gonna break stuff. I hope it fits. I hope it still can hold on to all the G-forces. I'm gonna have to rely on the double-sided tape. How is that possible? How is that possible? It fits better without that on there. Look at that. It's not even loose. I don't know, but at this point, I don't really care. As long as it snaps on and it's tight, I guess we can live without this tab. Wow, I bet this is Bondo. Bondo? What are you? Maybe? That smells like Bondo. Oh my gosh. This literally smells like Bondo.